So I have made a couple of additional changes, not changes, but just added a couple of features to the pool since I made this first video, or made the first video last week, and I want to go ahead and show those to you. One thing I did want to also show with the tarp, so the tarp initially was just to one block sun, but as you can see, we have it rolled back. So if we wanted to put some sun, additional sun on the pool, we thought the water was getting a little too cold or cool, you can just unhook them from up there, just roll it back, and then just use one of the clips to hold it in place. It's been like this for a couple of days now, and notice a little change in the water. Speaking of the water, so if you have the Intex pool, you know that the corners of the pool actually have like little dips in them. So if there's waves or something that jumping in the pool, water gets out of that part of the pool relatively easy. And I was looking for some solutions online, and just in the discussion, there wasn't much detail, but somebody said to use pool noodles. So that's what I have done. Now on that end down there, you can see I only needed one. Down here, I needed two on both sides. And I ended up redoing the tie wraps. I used shorter tie wraps, and when I connected them together, made these little pieces on the inside of the pool. So I just got one long tie wrap, went around them, and then on the back side, it's not very pretty, but it does the job. I've just got some of that Flex Seal tape, and then just added that to the back side, just to hold that up and prevent water from coming out. So that seems to be working. I'd also mentioned in the first video that the canopy here was a little bit lopsided to this side, and as you can see, it's pretty straight up and down now. What I ended up doing, a couple of things. One was these zip ties, so putting that to the frame of the pool, but then I also noticed that when I connected them back here, I got the length right, but going over, I've got some big bricks under here, just for leveling purposes. That added a couple of inches. So I just went into the middle right there and added a little piece. I may add one more on one side or the other, just to push it out a little bit. So that was like pulling the bottom pieces in, more so on this right side here. So that seemed to help that a lot. And then for convenience purposes, as many of y'all know, or if you know, you have to backwash your filter. Well, I was getting tired of connecting the original little 20-25 foot hose that I had gotten for my original pump. And since I replaced the pump, I took one of the hoses, the heavy duty hose, just permanently connected it to the back of the pump here, ran PVC to a water hose, and then just over here, and then I just have that water hose capped off, just so nothing can crawl back up into that. And then it's long enough, all I really have to do, I can put it to that little hole underneath there, or I can run it to my French drain, so I don't have to worry about connecting anything whenever I need to backwash. And then the last thing that I did, if you saw this other hose down here with the quick connect on it, undo, let's try to undo, one that I currently have, get this connected on here, turn that on. And one of the things that I hate doing is having to stand out here or try to connect the hose to the water, or connect the hose and then mount it up on the pool somehow. And so I ended up using just PVC pipe right here. This was actually just one of these pipes that I added in here with the saddle tee. really just for stabilizing this. So there's another one right there, one down there. The ones that are in between the frames, can't really see that one over there. And I was like, I could just use this pipe. So just came down here to the bottom, cut it, added a T, and then the fitting from 1 inch down to the 3/4 inch to, actually this is a 3/4 inch PVC pipe anyway, so it's the 3/4 inch all the way, 3/4 inch T, the 3/4 inch fitting to run a hose, and then just up here 3/4 inch T, and then a 45 right there, and it also you can also use it to fill your dog bowl as well, because it is fresh water just going into the pool. So you need to add water if you're tired of standing out here with the hose or trying to wrap the hose around the ladder. And then I've come out here twice and it's been on the ground. I got the idea of doing this from the idea down here. You can see that other PVC pipe coming out of the ground right there, and I actually have these just little tips if you do above ground gardening. I never have before this year, but I didn't want to stand out here with a hose either, so I've got two. So my hose actually comes, or the pipe actually comes underground to about right here, I think, and then it splits off. So both of those, they're on the left and they're on the right. I just cut water hose down to size, just barely get into those boxes, and then I have soaker hoses connected to those. So I can just come out here, switch out my quick connects, and can turn on whichever hose I need. And then this here again has been sitting for a few days now. Hopefully it's pretty much permanently set. Still just trying to keep as much water off of it. It's been about a week now, a little over a week, but hopefully I can just keep water off of this as long as possible, so that it just gets just as permanent as possible. So that is it. Again, if y'all have any ideas for any decks, any that you have done, particularly for this type of pool around one side of it, around one end of it, definitely shoot me some pictures, because I am looking to do that this fall when we start to drain the pool. We're going to shift it down just a little bit, but build the deck. And luckily I've got storage space over there, because we are going to take the pool completely down. So I got storage space along that fence over there on the side of the house, where I could store all this stuff. And hope you'll have a great time with your pool the rest of the summer.